Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be sharing with you our top 5 attractions at Disney World. Billy and I have each made our own separate list of our favorite attractions. But even though we have not seen each other's lists, I can tell you right now they're going to be very different. So before we get started, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future Disney videos from us. And stay tuned to the end because we're going to play a little game. So just to clarify before we get into our lists, there are 2 major attractions I can think of that are not going to be included, and that is Remy's Ratatouille Adventure and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Those are 2 of the newer attractions that we have not had a chance to experience yet, so those are not included. But I think we've done just about everything else at the 4 Disney parks, so that is what we will be picking from. Okay, so we're going to start from number 5 and work our way up to number 1, our favorite attraction. So Billy, what is your number 5 on your list?
You want me to go first?
I would love for you to go first.
All right, well, number 5 finally ended up being Big Thunder Mountain. And here's why. Even though I do like a lot of rides in the Magic Kingdom, Big Thunder Mountain is one of the rides that has consistently been good. The times that I've ridden it has always been fun. It's never been a letdown. I feel like there are some rides where maybe I'm in the mood and I enjoy it one time and then I go again and I don't enjoy it so much. Big Thunder Mountain is consistently good. It's a fun time. I love that it's a mine train. I love the theme of it, and I'm a roller coaster fan, so it is a roller coaster. And it's a well-made one, so I enjoy that one.
Yeah, that's a good choice. So my number 5 is actually Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Can we call that a sister attraction? That doesn't seem like the right word.
No, that does not seem like the right word. I don't like that.
But it's very similar. But I think Seven Dwarfs Mine Train has the edge. It feels like it goes faster. I don't know if it actually does, but it felt like a little bit more thrilling than Big Thunder Mountain. And it's new and exciting and...
My big difference, and I think I mentioned this on our last video, was I just felt like the Mine Train ride was a little bit short, even though it was a really good ride. Like, they did great with the amount of time that they used, whereas Big Thunder Mountain is, you feel like you get your money's worth. You feel like you wait in line, and it's worth waiting 30 minutes, 45 minutes sometimes, because it is kind of a lengthier attraction. But Seven Dwarfs was good. I'm not denying that was a good ride. So it was hard to decide which ones were going to make the cut.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're kind of similar on the first one. That makes me happy. Yeah. What's your number 4?
Coming in at number 4, this is where things get really interesting. So this is probably where we're going to have the most disagreements, but I would say Flight of Passage comes in at number 4 for me. I actually did not get a big kick out of it the first time I rode. It was the second ride that I actually rode where I felt like that was better than the first time. For 2 reasons. One, I think I got to experience the queue, and that got me in the mood. See, the first time we did it, we actually used the Lightning Pass.
Yeah.
So we skipped everything. We went right to the ride, and we sort of jumped on, and then you put the goggles on, and now you just do this thing for 4 minutes. So it kind of went by very fast. Whereas the second time I did it, I felt like I experienced the really cool stuff that they put in the queue. You experienced the lab, the story, and then because I wear glasses, and I'm sure people that wear glasses, you identify with this, sometimes putting those 3D goggles on, they have to be on just right for the picture to be crisp. I put them on, I was actually holding onto my goggles to make the picture a little bit more crisp when I was watching, and I enjoyed it a lot more. I really felt like I appreciated the attraction. And I know that this is one of the areas that we probably disagree with. I really enjoyed it more than Soarin' and Epcot. I felt like it just was head and shoulders a more interesting movie attraction in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I would change my opinion if I had gone through the queue like you did on your second time. I've only done Flight of Passage through the Lightning Lane, so I haven't seen the queue in person. So maybe that would move it up on my list. But I posted over on Instagram. You probably didn't see this, but I posted over on Instagram that I do like Soarin' better than Flight of Passage. So my number 4 is Winnie the Pooh.
Sentimentalist. You're gonna have more sentimental attractions on yours than mine.
Because it's fun. Winnie the Pooh is the best. And I don't know. I can't explain my choice. I just love Winnie the Pooh. That all of those characters are like some of my favorite Disney characters. Yeah, I did watch the Winnie the Pooh films growing up, so it is part of my childhood, but I'm not choosing this purely for sentimental reasons. I'm choosing it because I like it now. As an adult, I love Winnie the Pooh, and I'm okay with that.
Do I enjoy the attraction on my own? I probably would not ride it if I was at a Disney park on my own. We're already at number 3.
Number 3.
Okay, so number 3 is actually Expedition Everest,
Okay.
which I think is the best ride in Animal Kingdom. Actually, I was kind of surprised.
Yeah, no, I do agree with that. I would agree that Expedition Everest is the best ride in Animal Kingdom.
I'm glad looking at my list, I feel like I actually have an attraction from each of the 4 major parks. So it is, I'm kind of glad that that happened. But interestingly enough, 2 of my favorite attractions when I looked at it actually come from Animal Kingdom, which is of the 4 Disney parks, the Animal Kingdom is 4th on the list as far as what I enjoy the most. And yet 2 of my favorite attractions in my top 5 are from Animal Kingdom. Expedition Everest is just a good roller coaster. Very well themed, beautiful. The mountain is beautiful. The drops, the curves are just, to me, they're very exciting. It's all the stuff that I like about Big Thunder Mountain is just better. It feels closest, even though I wouldn't put these on the same level, it feels closest to Hagrid's ride at Islands of Adventure.
No,
I didn't say it's on the same level. It's not on the same level, but I am saying that if you're going to get a Disney comparison ride to something at Universal, I feel like Expedition
You cannot
Everest.
compare Expedition Everest to Hagrid.
Which I do enjoy Hagrid's a lot more. Just saying, I do enjoy it. But as far as if I'm picking rides and attractions that I really love at Disney, that one definitely has to make the cut. So.
Well, Expedition Everest is not on my list because it's just a little scary at the beginning. I do like roller coasters, but there's a scary part at the beginning. Well, for me, the scary part is when you go up the first lift hill at the beginning. It's like just the track and there's not anything on either side of you. It's like very open and that feels scary to me. But the rest of the ride is fun and I don't mind going on it with Billy.
For roller coaster enthusiasts, that's what makes it a lot of fun.
Yeah.
When you feel less secure, but you know you're safe, yeah, that's what makes it fun.
So my number 3 is Spaceship Earth. That is the attraction inside of the Epcot Ball. And this is my sentimental choice. If you've ridden Spaceship Earth, you know that it has all the different smells that just make it more of an experience. It's a nice long ride, which I really appreciate. If you have to stand in line for a long time, it is a long ride. I feel like you get your money's worth or your time's worth when you ride it. It takes you through all of world history from the beginning of time up until now, and it kind of shows the journey of human progress. I'm not really a historical person, so that it's kind of surprising that is one of my favorite choices because I'm really not into the history kind of stuff. But it's a sentimental choice and it's just a really fun, relaxing ride for me. So.
To me, Spaceship Earth is great because it's sort of the epitome of Disney old futurism, which it's the nostalgia of it. We kind of make fun back and forth when we talk about Tomorrowland. Doesn't feel like Tomorrowland necessarily. It sort of feels like a retro future. It feels like it feels like how people back in the 1970s and 1980s maybe thought the future was going to be. And Spaceship Earth is a classic example of that. It's aged well for that reason.
And I love that. I love that about it.
Even though it is slightly corny, even though it's really just a lot of animatronics telling basic historic events and stuff like that, I think it definitely gets you in that Disney mood. Probably back when Epcot first opened. You know, that feel that people got about the future is exciting and where we're going is exciting. It still gives you that. Even though times have changed and it may not be as cutting edge with the technology and all of those things. So.
Yeah, but I think it's really fun and it's really cool how they made the entire ride inside of a sphere. That definitely took some engineering and some planning ahead, and I think it's really cool that there's actually a ride inside of that park icon.
So coming in at number 2 was the ride that I didn't think was as exciting as I was hoping it was going to be, but I'm also giving it the benefit of the doubt. I think if I had maybe ridden it a couple times, I only got to ride it once, I think my opinion will change. So Rise of the Resistance, I'm going to put that at number 2, which is more generous than I want to give it, because we did wait 3.5 hours for it. It did break down at least once while we were in line, and I think that I just was a little bit hungry and a little bit tired by the time we finally got to the attraction. I will say this much. First of all, it is a well-designed attraction. It is smart. The way that you interact with the environment, the way that you have the actual character actors interacting with you, you can tell Disney pulled out all the stops. It just didn't surprise me as much as I have been surprised by other attractions.
Okay, so my number 2, and don't laugh, the Tomorrowland Peoplemover, also known as the TTA. It is such a relaxing, like magical, fun Disney attraction. It's not a roller coaster, it's not exciting, but it is my number 2 favorite ride at Disney World. It just makes me so happy to ride around that little track and like take a look at Tomorrowland, because I think that Tomorrowland is my favorite area of Magic Kingdom, because like Billy was saying, I love the retro futuristic look to it.
I will say this about the People Mover: it is the best ride if you're trying to film footage of Magic Kingdom, because it really does give you a nice leisurely view of the whole park, and I enjoyed that. Is it exciting? No. But is it nostalgic? It's it's definitely Tomorrowland nostalgic, so
yes.
Although I'm surprised that is your number 2, though. I did not know
that is my number 2. And the People Mover is a great example of the Imagineering at Disney World. They designed Tomorrowland with the People Mover ride in mind, where you can go and weave in and out and see different attractions. And just the way they designed it, I think is really cool to look at.
Are we ready for the big number 1 choices?
I don't know. Am I ready for your number 1?
Yeah, you're ready for my number 1.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you already know what my number 1 is, but I'm going to say it anyway.
No, I don't. I haven't thought about it at all.
Okay.
What's your number 1?
So, number 1 attraction at the Walt Disney World Resort is Mission Space in Epcot.
Oh.
It from the very beginning, from the very first time I rode it, that was the time that I felt like Disney really just topped themselves. They did something that I expected was going to be fun and that I was going to enjoy it, but to actually experience it, one thing that I loved about Mission Space is the fact that you just don't get that type of attraction anywhere else. You know, I constantly talk about, well, Disney has this, but Universal has that, and it's better. Like, that's so many attractions at Disney World. I feel like I say that Mission Space is not one of those rides. I feel like there's no park that really has something quite like it, because you are in the centrifuge, you are experiencing the actual G-forces of leaving Earth, you feel that pressure of, you know, you're really sinking in your seat while you're launching from the launch pad. That makes all the difference. And if you did not have the G-forces, you know, I could see that ride being very disappointed. It's the fact that you actually feel what an astronaut feels, at least somewhat, maybe not entirely, but you feel somewhat what they experience. That just takes the ride to a whole nother level. And it is scary because you are in a very tight space. So there's an intensity to it. They give you lots of warnings in the beginning, like if you have a heart condition, if you have this or that, you can't ride this. So that, for me as a thrill enthusiast, that to me just takes Mission Space to a whole nother level. So,
all the safety warnings are what make it fun for you, Bill.
I'm giving it a point in the ride's favor.
It is a very unique ride, and I do remember that I enjoyed it a lot. The thing about it, though, and the reason it's not on my list, is because I just can't really remember it too well. Like, I know I had fun, and I really liked it, but I just haven't done it in so long. Like, it was 2014 when we did that attraction, and so I just can't remember it clearly enough to know where it would really place on my list. But I do recommend it. It is fun. So my number 1, and you'll know this if you watched our vlogs at Hollywood Studios, my number 1 is Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. We already talked about it. It's Billy's number 2, but it is my number 1 attraction at Disney World by far. It was so fantastic. Definitely go and check out our vlogs if you haven't done so already. I took lots of footage on the Rise of the Resistance attraction. It exceeded my expectations. Like, I knew it was going to be a cool, innovative attraction, but it was even better than I thought, and that's really saying something. It's a combination of walkthrough experiences and different ride vehicles interacting with character cast members. It just pulled out all the stops for me, and I would definitely wait in line for it again. Maybe not 3.5 hours, but I would wait like 2 hours for it to do it again.
I do think that Rise of the Resistance is something that I would love to do again, and I would like to see if I can get a different perspective on it maybe the second time.
Yeah, let's do it again.
So,
okay. So there you have it, guys. Those are our top 5 favorite attractions at Walt Disney World. I would love to hear what your favorite attractions are, and I wanted to play a little game with you guys in the comments. So if you want to play along, tell me in the comments what is your favorite Walt Disney World attraction using only emojis. Only emojis you can use. Don't tell us what it is. And Billy and I want to go through the comments and see if we can guess your ride based on the emojis that you chose. So a couple of guidelines. It has to be a Disney World attraction. Don't do Disneyland because we haven't been there and we won't know what you're talking about. So it has to be a Disney World, but you can choose an attraction from any of the 4 parks: Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios. And keep in mind that attractions are not limited to just rides. There are certain other types of experiences that are also considered attractions, like the Carousel of Progress or the Enchanted Tiki Room. Those are shows that are also considered attractions. So you can choose any of those. Yeah, let's make it more of a challenge for us. So even if your favorite attraction is no longer running at Disney World, still put your emojis in the comments and we'll see if we can figure it out. I'm really excited to see what you guys choose. So thank you guys so much for watching. I look forward to chatting with you in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like and we will see you next time.